Good to have you with us. You're watching Investor's Guide. I'm Avni Raja. This is a show where we help you understand all about managing your money. And joining me on the show today is Feroz Aziz of Anand Rathi Wealth Management. Feroz, thank you so much for joining us on Investor's Guide. Today we are going to talk about the difference between direct plans and regular plans. Now, essentially, whenever you invest in a mutual fund, you have the choice of either investing in a regular plan or investing in a direct plan. And there are a couple of differences between both these options, and there are some similarities as well. But Feroz, let's start by understanding what these are, because the same fund, the same mutual fund has one option of a direct plan and one option of a regular plan. It just depends on how you are investing in them or the method that you're investing in them.
Avni, the concept is very simple. As the name suggests, direct and regular. Direct implies that you go to the asset management company directly with no intermediary. So that implies that an investor decides by doing his homework, a scheme, and directly submits that application in the direct option to the asset management company. By removing the intermediary, the cost or the payouts which go to the intermediary are given as a discount in your expense of the scheme. So if somebody thinks that he or she is capable of deciding and executing themselves, they can choose a direct option. Direct option has no intermediary. On the contrary, the regular option, where there is an intermediary, there's an advisor, a distributor as an intermediary to help you choose the schemes. So the expense of the regular option is going to be higher than the direct option to the tune of 0.8 to 1% in equity schemes.
That point that you mentioned, Feroz, is extremely important in terms of, who should be opting for a direct plan versus who should be opting for a regular plan, because for investing via the direct plan, one needs to have some amount of knowledge or be open to putting in some amount of effort in deciding which fund to really invest in. And hence you can sort of do away with any kind of an advisor or an intermediary. But if not, then it's very important that you go by an advisor or an intermediary to help you with that choice of funds, to help you review the documentation. All of these are things which require time and effort.
Yes, to my mind, Avni, most people should choose the regular option, but they should be very wise to choose their advisor. If you choose a bad advisor, then the extra fee paying to the asset management company in turn to the advisor or the distributor is going to get wasted. So point one I'm making is most clients or most investors should choose regular, provided they are able to identify the person who's their distributor who can act in their interest. Especially new investors should choose advisors. Even HNI investors, because their amounts are large and the task is reasonably complex. You have 457 equity mutual funds open-ended, in which you will end up choosing 5 to 8 schemes. So the fact that there is to be in-depth research to identify those 7-8 schemes is critical. So anybody who's very confident and has done enough homework can go for the direct option. Anybody who thinks that a distributor can add value in helping him or her choose the scheme which they invested should choose the regular one.
And when we talk about the regular plans or having a financial advisor to help you decide on those plans, that is just one part, because when you have a financial advisor, there are a lot of other things also that the advisor sort of helps you out with. If you can sort of just take us through what are the other benefits of going via an advisor?
See, if you went via an advisor, there are 2-3 benefits. One benefit clearly is the choice of schemes. If you choose a wrong scheme, you may end up losing 10 times more than the cost you end up paying to the advisor. For example, in a large cap scheme for the last 1 year, the best one has given 15% greater than the worst one. That means if you chose the worst one, your performance would have been minus 15, as against another scheme, which is a good scheme, you wouldn't have lost a rupee. So the dispersion in performance of all these schemes is so large that an advisor, it's not going to be very difficult for a distributor to add value of 0.8% every year. Point one. Point two, an advisor comes very handy, or a distributor comes very handy during bad times. Because when emotions are very high, especially if you have to take a recent example like March and April this year, maybe Anand Rathi didn't permit or didn't allow any client to pull the plug and remove the money because of panic. So a hand holding of an advisor comes very handy during tough times. The advisor can recover next 20 years cost in one such instance, if there is somebody hand holding you during these high emotion periods. So these are the two primary advantages. The third is the advisor can give you a lot of peripheral services along with the mutual fund service. He can give you an estate planning service. He can give you tax planning services. He can give you other product categories, not just the mutual fund, and do your asset allocation. So an advisor can give you quite a few collateral benefits for this 0.8% per annum, which is his or her income for having given you the service.
Right. Right. And the other point also, Feroz, is, often people think that if I just figure out which fund I need to invest in, I can do it directly, but not realizing it's not only about picking the fund that you want to invest in, but there are a lot of things that follow, which include review, which include perhaps rebalancing of your entire mutual fund portfolio. The entire process is something that people don't tend to understand when they are sort of beginning the journey and deciding which fund to invest in. And that is why one needs to be that much more careful while investing in a direct plan, I beg your pardon.
Avni, you're absolutely right. It's not just about buying a scheme. It is about reviewing the scheme, also looking at a timely exit. If I give you one illustration, Anand Rathi Private Wealth, as a distributor, gave an exit to one of the largest schemes of the country back then and still date, HDFC Equity Fund, way back in May 2015. And then if you see the underperformance vis-a-vis the replace scheme, which was Mirae Asset Large Cap, is close to 20-25%. So it's not just about buying a large, well-researched scheme, but it's also about reviewing and exiting it at the right time. Otherwise, you end up losing 10-15 years of cost in one specific instance. So it's not about being penny wise and pound foolish. It's about making sure that you choose the right distributor. You can't choose a wrong distributor and expect to recover the cost you end up paying to him or her.
Yes, absolutely, Feroz. Some extremely important points that you have brought up, and that our viewers and investors should actually be careful about while choosing whether to opt for the direct plan or the regular plan. Thank you so much for joining us with all of that perspective.